Hello everybody, this is Everwolf. Welcome to another Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide stream. This is the Blackjack Battle Royale, the final table. Round 1, Heat 1. Now, the heats don't really mean anything. It's just a way for us to try to get all 11 players out to you on the screen all at the same time, within reason. There'll be 3 heats total with 11 players, so a round of 4, round of 4, round of 3. The winner of the heat doesn't really matter. It's all about the lowest time and not being the 3 slowest times, because if you're one of the 3 slowest times, you will be out of the competition. So first we saw some of the rules and stuff before we got going here. So let's go over them just really quickly one more time. The flags reset after all the group stage tables. They reset back to the original base set of the tournament. That was the play-in round. There was a single round draft where the players picked from their set of cards. And the set of cards they had to choose from was actually the cards from the table they won. They got to pick up the cards from their table, bring it over to the final table, and they got to be able to play one of those cards. And with 11 players total, there was 11 cards that were played. And those are the 11 cards that was played. We have the monks, so we'll be starting with Sabin with the Blitz. We will have River Mastery, so we'll actually be able to go down Let to River to actually learn all the blitzes immediately in the beginning of the game. Transcendent characters means our abilities will be from 160% to 200%. Unbound, which means we have open world. We don't have to wait for Terra to get down the river because we could do it right off the bat. Vanilla shops, I hope these players were studying their players' guides and game facts, because all the shops are going to be the original game shops. No free lunch and no toys. That means all the checks that do not have any competition, basically, or boss hiding behind them, that can be immediately done, will be an item. So it could be good, try to get some items early, but it could be bad because it does waste some time. It could be a bad item. And no toys, which means no balls, no rods. So we don't have any breakables that we can use right off the back in the game. Finality, which means that we do have permadeath. Of course, Ragnarok had to bring that from their table. Thank you for that. Random chests, it means all the chests in the entire game are 100% randomized. So we don't know what exactly we're going to be getting. Mirror match, which means the boss levels are going to be the same level as the highest character of the group, and the level cap has moved from 40 to 50. So it does raise up to 50. So that could be a little bit difficult, so you have to be careful with the experience aid, because you get the one character too far in front, the other characters just kind of get left in the dust. And finally, last but not least, we put a cherry on top of this lovely sundae of the final table we have here is silence, which means all the characters of your party are going to be muted unless you can find some relics that can counter that. Once again, let's get this little show on the road, shall we, everybody? So, without further ado, let's get to it. Representing the Tritalk region will be Jex Varrock. From the Starlit table will be Zelfer. From the Bahamut table will be Gar. And from the Lagomorph Lounge will be Infinite Fluff. Let's get to it, everybody. This is the Blackjack Battle Royale, the final table, round 1, heat 1. Let's get it on. We had about 30 seconds here. We're going to be 30 seconds away from getting this shindig going. And I actually forgot to bring up the tracker because I am flying solo tonight. So this should be very, very interesting to try to keep up with everything that's on the screen. So chat, please help me along. Or just help me in general, because, you know, I need all the help I can get. And we are off and running. We've got Thundering Herd of Basset Hounds. Again, we start with Save. We also got Realm and Yumaro. Let's see if we can catch what Realm has here. Looks like she has Rage. Did see a Bahamut in there a little bit, so that might be a little bit helpful there. Wow, we are going all over the map again. We had Open world, so Gar's immediately going to go to Culligan to get the free check there. That is an offering. That's a very good item. Jex Rod's going to go to Narsh. That is a lock check. He's going to go check out and see what that item is. Well, Zulfer's going to go into Terra's treasure trove, where all the chests are there. And Infinite Fluff, kind of a vanilla start. So we're going to start with Narsh and World of Balance. Gar with the second free check with a Dragon Horn. We got some really spicy items there for Gar already. And I forgot to start the clock, everybody. I'm sorry about that. You know what? I'm not going to be able to track this. I can't do everything at once. So we are going to go to our backup tracking system, which I built into the refeed of the vent. We actually listening to Infinite Fluff. Again, this is the backup of the reason why I did this. We're not going to have a tracker for Fluff, unfortunately. There's only so much I can do for this, okay? Let me lower the audio down just a little bit for everybody there. I think I was kind of competing with the audio there, so... So once again, we have Jexvarok, Zelfer, Gar, and Infinite Fluff. Each of these were representing their tables from the previous round. Right now, we're kind of in the gathering stage. At first, about, I want to say 7 to 10 minutes of the game is going to be about gathering all the tools that we need in order to beat Kefka. We do see a little peek there in Infinite Fluff. We do see Edgar there up in the window of Yomaro as Gar is continuing into... the Esper Cave. Zelfer's doing the same thing there, and Jexarok is going to be hitting somewhere else. Because like we got VK available for Gar coming online soon, apparently. Gar getting the VK right there. Ooh, it's going the sneaky way, going down the middle of that road. Oh, that's a little spicy there. Some shuriken, but we don't have a thrower yet. It's going to be interesting to see if we have anybody go to the Aletta River to get all the blitzes, because having a very early game Sabin with a having Bum Rush is going to be pretty good. Dried Meat and Mega Elixir is the tools that we got out of the treasure room for the Esper Cave. So that gives us Gar's Velt check, which is a very easy check to get to, and we got a Mega Elixir for the endgame for Fallen One. Boogaplex, if you're just going to be chatting in the chat, why don't you just join me in the dang booth? If you're going to be following along with this. Please join me. One against saying this will be 100% randomized chests, so all these chests are going to have some pretty good loot in them, which we've already seen with the VK and like that, and the Mega Elixir. Was I muted the entire time? My goodness. Wow. I don't know how long I was muted there for. Probably when I coughed and I didn't unmute. Whew. Okay. So let's play back a little bit from the last about 3 minutes here. Guard going down the river with Realm with Stray Cat. That's going to be amazing. She's doing 200 damage a pop, and that was only at level 3. I'm not sure if she has the VK knife or not, but that's going to be a lot of damage coming out of Realm later on. Infinite Fluff, we do not have the tracker for Fluff because he did not record a tracker. I'm by myself, flying solo here. Don't have a tracker, don't have any second commentator, so if you think I can do all this by myself, I am just a simple wolf, okay? I'm going to try to follow along as best as I can. Zelver up to 3 Espers now. Gar is going to try to see if he gets, hopefully, an Esper or character at the end of this river here. Jexarox is going to the Returner's Cave, so it looks like he will be doing the river run here in just a little bit, because we do want that juicy blitz here at the end of the run. Because we will get a Bum Rush there for Sabin. He does have VK right now, but he's probably Bum Rush is going to be the best thing to get at the end. Looks like Fluff is also floating down the river as well. A little bit behind Gar, so Gar will be the first one for us to detect what we have at the end of this run. Force Shield or Force Armor there was in the weapon shop. Well, that was not much of a selection. Yeah, unfortunately I cannot see my mic level. I scroll down now, I can see it better now. Oh, I'm doing everything, guys. I try to stay on top of the Jones. Shout out to Jones there for getting me on the commentating, the community managing team, so I appreciate that. You have a good meme for me? I'm willing for it. I'm only waiting for it. Alright, so here's our boss fight for Gar here at the bottom of the river, and we have Flame Eater on the water. I guess that causes smoke. Is there smoke on the water now? I don't know. Bad fight there for Infinite Fluff there. I didn't see that earlier on Gar's side. But unfortunately, Aura Bolt's not going to do much damage to Flame Eater, I believe. I think it's immune to Pearl damage, unfortunately, for them. Stray Cat's going to have to do a lot of work. Ooh, does get the Cat Scratch proc for 700 damage a pop. Look at this damage. Realm with Stray Cat, if you can get, like, if she has VK and a Vigor on her, man, oh man, she's going to be doing a lot of damage. Zelver actually going into Zozo's Purple People Eater, huh? Interesting. Nobody's gone down there yet. This is another kind of a, not really a free check. It's not a free lunch check. It is a progression check because Gogo and Yamaro can have a character or a item because that is their only check they have available. Oh no, pause buffer. Pause buffer gets him through. Oh my goodness. Wow, I don't know how he got through that mess. And unfortunately, I think that was a dead check there for Gar, so you don't see any progression on his tracker. So the river is only to get the blitz, pretty much, it looks like here. Yeah, but unfortunately, we do have media blocked, so you can't post media here. You'll have to put it on our Discord. Head over to Discord at ff6worldscollide.com/Discord for that. Seraphim is there at the end of the Zozo's Purple People Eater check. Now he has the Warp Stone, so now he doesn't have to do the Walk of Shame anymore. I think Gar is going to do the quadruple check that I was mentioning before here, and the Narsh, if I was actually in my mic open. He will probably do that quadruple check here, because that mod check is so much stronger now with the Moogle defense. And with open world, you can do Terra's Welk check, go into the Wolf check here at the top. We can get a peek at Edgar, who is actually behind Yamaru. We already know that. And since it's open world, we can get Edgar later on. And then we can follow it up with Kefka at Narsh and the Moogle defense with a quadruple check right there. And then we can flip over the World of Ruin, do another 2 more checks with Yamaru and Tritouch. So you actually get about 7 checks alone just in Narsh, because you also get that peak for behind Yamaru. So it's actually 6, because you actually do the check afterwards. Zelver hitting into the Phoenix Cave here. Now, this is yet another check that doesn't have a boss at the end of it. And since levels are progression based on the character in the group that has the highest level, all these espers and character gains are not going to raise the cap any all for all these bosses at all. It only raises through fights. So getting all these espers and characters really early without raising levels is a really interesting strat from Zelfa here, trying to get all these checks that do not have bosses or anything. There's your Discord link right there for you. And since we're on that train, be sure to follow all our racers here in this competition. That is Jax, Rock, Zelfer, and Gar, all at their Twitch channels. And of course, I am flying solo, unfortunately, so if you want to follow me, I'll be over there, Saberwolf Gaming, that's 2 M's in gaming. Infinite Fluff finishes off Flame Eater. Actually, Jexarock kind of passed him on the river there a little bit beforehand, as Gar is going to get a Magicite Tritouch in front of the Tritouch. That's kind of interesting there. And that was a Behemoth suit, I think, for the river. So, meh. Fire 3 for Realm, but she already learned it. Resetting here. 30 sleeping bags there for Gar. Apparently he's going to go camping. Oh, it's a Ragnarok. I'm sorry. So it is a dead check there at the end of the river. So really you only get the 8 blitzes for doing the river. So that's kind of unfortunate that wasting that time going down the river, getting those levels, not finding a boss, and getting a dead check at the end. So meh. Zelfer is going to go into the back room here in the Phoenix Cave, and we have... Well, it's not a character. It is an Esper. That is Esper number 5 for Zelfer, actually. We're getting white capes here, because again, the shops are vanilla, thanks to the picks and card draw that we had. So getting a couple white capes there in the Nakia, World of Balance. That'll be able to have all our characters take off the mute effect. That is, are plaguing us that we are, so we're able to cast spells now. And Jexar's going to follow up with the World of Balance South Figaro here. Try to get some order on the shop. Zelfer's going to go into Falling House. That is not a character holding up the house. Unfortunately, Gar is going to finish off Kefka at Narsh. They are going to be met with another Magicite, the Ragnarok Magicite, not the weapon, like it was on the river. And Infinite Fluff is heading into Ozer's Mansion. This is actually a realm check, but with open world, it doesn't really matter where you go. So this is an interesting check where you had a couple fights here like that. Now, on Guard's screen, you do see Mog, and it's not necessarily Mog that will be the reward for this check. So this could be Mog, or it could not be Mog. We're not sure which. That is something on the sprite that we have to use Mog's sprite there that kind of throws a little bit of a curveball on whether or not that is the actual reward or not. We're here at the end of Falling House there for Zelfer. We're going to see what the reward here for this is. Once again, another non-boss check. I think this is a free lunch check. So this will be probably another item. Ragnarok, yep, it's another item. Woo! Infinite Fluff's Realm just did a cat scratch of 4,000 damage to Ultros in this Ultros 4 fight. And of course, no XP off this. We're just going to get sneezed right off the screen for Ozer's Mansion. Jex Farrock's also running into the Search Disguise check with the Three Stooges now. But he's actually going to go through with it this time. And we have Setzer at the end of Ozer's Mansion. There's our host with the mostest at this Blackjack Battle Royale. Natural jump for a character that can actually use fixed dice. Okay, and he actually can use Valiant Knife too with the jump. So that's really, really juicy. You can post it in the general chat channel there, DeGroff, if you like. Unless it's specifically Final Fantasy VI related. We see, we have Jex Farrock's finishing the Three Stooges battle. That is not an easy fight to do. We do reward her with a Bismarck Magicite. Gar is fighting Yeti. He's got some Yeti on Yeti action here in just a second. As Infinite Fluff heads into their Mount Zozo check, that there's an Esper at the end of that. Unfortunately, we do not have tracking on them, so we're not sure how far into the seed they are with progression. But that goes down a Yeti there for Gar. And we'll see what the reward is for that. As Jex Farrock is going to go into Victor for a Magistic Facility. It's an Esper reward for the Moogle Defense. So that is Esper number 5 for them. So 3 characters, 5 Espers for Gar. 3 characters, 2 Espers there for Jex Farrock. Zelfer has 3 characters, 5 Espers. And Infinite Fluff, unfortunately, we're not sure what they have currently. We do know he has 4 characters, though. He is the only one to find a 4th character at this time. I do like Jex Farrock play here, doing a multiple check here with Magistic Facility. That's the... that's going to be like 3 checks in a row for them, along with some battles and fights and some levels. So, good on them. Also, since we do have all the blitzes for Sabin, we do have that wind... It's not really called Wind Slash, I forget what it's called, but it's that wind ability that hits all the targets. There goes down Bluey. There for Infinite Fluff there in the Mount Zozo. Is going to be rewarded with a Scimitar and an Aegis shield. I haven't seen many shields other than crystal shields, so and that one ice shield we saw there, so meh on that. Gar looks like they're going to be heading up into World of Ruin or World of Ruin Narsh for the other 2 checks there. We know Edgar is here for a 4th character, so that's probably why they're heading up that way. Stormy is going to be on the slopes of Narsh. As Zelfer, looks like they're going to do they're going to do Serpent's Trench here. Zelfer just targeting all the free checks that do not have bosses but still can reward a character or an Esper. So he's not letting himself gain any levels off bosses. He's going to keep his progression levels low while still getting progression with espers and characters. Infinite Fluff actually hitting into Daryl's tomb here. This is the peekable check, so you can see if you get a reward off this, so you can teleport back out if it's not for your liking. Rizzo Pass is in the trash compactor. There for a Magitek facility, so not too hard of a fight, it's just kind of a time waster, unfortunately. Guard meeting up with Tritox after picking up the Esper of Tritox in front of it in the World of Balance. And it is Magimaster Jr., number 24. Once again, you're watching the Blackjack Battle Royale, the current tournament here at the Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide tournament. This is the final table, round 1, heat 1. We have 11 runners total. This is the first 4 runners. The winner of this particular race doesn't really matter. You just have to be faster than the 3 lowest times. So we just have to be able to run as fast as you can and try not to get eliminated by being the slowest runner. Alright, Gar finishing off Tritox there. Jexfrog did pick up an Infrared Esper. That is another Esper for Gar. Number 6 Esper for Gar. He's probably going to continue down into the pit, into the Yeti Cave. He's going to pick up an Edgar down there. So we'll begin with the 4 characters and 6 Espers. Jexfrog's finding Ultros Numero Uno. And the second Magitek facility check there as Infinite Fluff takes down Poombaba. We'll see what they get for rewards off both of these. And it's Raiden. That's a pretty good Esper there. Is there a way on Discord where I can roll a seed with the same flag set? Yes, there is a area where it is called the seed bot, and in there you can there's a seed bot there, so you can roll flags and like that off of the seed bot, and also with that you can actually add in tunes or add in different palettes, so you can remix some of the character skins and like that. If you really want to, jazz up the game however you want. And right now, we have featured in there the final table flag set. So if you want to try out what these guys are running, stray there, by the way, for the end of the Serpent Transfer Zelfer. Jexfarok is trying to get out of... Oh, actually doing Floating Continent now. Bailed after the second check on the Magitek facility and moved on from there. Gar is actually finding Inferno at the Yeti check. Kind of not a very easy fight for them, but with all this gear and weapons and full blitzes on saving, I think we'll be fine for it. But yeah, like I said, go down to the seed bot there. You can roll your own seeds like that. Or you can just go to our website at ff6worldscollide.com and you can just roll your own flags there from based off other people's flag sets, or just build your own seed and have fun with it. I do recommend that if you haven't done this before, try out the Rugel's First Seed. We do have a company video with that, and that helps you walk through the game and how to play it. Zelfer, once again, going into, let's find a check that doesn't have a boss in it, and is going to camp. Gar picking up the other Figaro brother and Edgar that we mentioned before. He has tools. He's a vanilla Edgar. Oh, it is a fun game. If you love Final Fantasy VI, this breathes new life into the game by randomizing it, so you can run it over and over again, have the game be different every single time, and you actually learn something new every time. I'm still learning new things every time I run this thing. So, and especially with combinations where you had with characters, skills, and like that don't normally happen in the earlier parts of the game of vanilla, because you never know. That is a train flying in the sky. Suplex the train. There we go. Checks for Rock validating his scene. Once again, Infinite Fluff does not have a tracker when he did stream this. These are technically when already recorded. They were recorded earlier this week, and we did compile them all together as a heat race, and then we play it back out for everyone as a live commentary event. This is the easiest way to get all the runs together and be able to resupply it out to you all. Infinite Fluff fortunately didn't have a tracker with him, and because I'm alone, I'm not able to bring in the tracker that I do have. If I did have a tracker, that would be our normal tracker there that you see on screen, but unfortunately I don't have a tracker, so I went to my backup, which is what I edited when I edited these videos into a compiled 4-way video. I had the trackers in there just in case I didn't have a tracker for tonight, so. Boom. Ting. That is our 5th character discovered. We have a Shadow there in the camp, defending against the soldiers there as Jack Rocks falls through the sky with a Chad. This is not a fun one, I will say. I've ran into Chad Nook earlier in Ultra Sleep practice I did, so yeah. Now this is live. My commentary is live. We're watching this for the very first time live. The actual gameplays are actually previously recorded. So, technically this is a look live, is what we call in the business. Later on in the tournament, we will have this be fully live, probably starting next week. We'll try to have these fully live because with 11 different runners, it's hard to get 11 different runners to run all at the same time. So this is the easiest way where they can do an async, they can do the runs when they can, and we can compile them and can rebroadcast them all for you all out in the multiverse. Madeline there at the bottom, at the beginning of the floating continent. We have Welk there in the cave in the Veld. Yamaro, you kind of missed your target there, buddy. Infinite Fluff getting through their fight and getting their Edgar. That is actually their 5th character, so I think Infinite Fluff's actually in the lead here. I know we can't see the tracking on Infinite Fluff, but I think they actually are in the lead. Looks like Shadow's going to get the offering VK treatment there for Zelfer. As Welk goes down for guard, it is an easy combat check there. And they just get a Unicorn Esper for their troubles. Oh, Healing Rod. Oh boy. Well, throw the run out. Run is doomed now, finding a Healing Rod. Infinite Fluff are now picking up some extra free checks here. Looking for items and such. Once again, no free lunch. That was going to be an Esper or a character. Or going to be a character, but he should be an Esper. Ragnarok running Ragnarok and Crown on Yeti. That's kind of funny. He is the king of the Andals. Zelfer's finally going to float down the river for their, looks like Sabin. Oh, he's actually going to use a free nap. Okay, that's cool. Again, there is permadeath in this run, guys. So if any of these characters die, there's no way to bring these people back. The inns, the buckets, the turtle ponds, Phoenix Downs, there's no way to bring it back. There is Life 3, and Phoenix actually casts Life 3.5, for lack of a better term. But that is the only, and they have to pre-cast those in order to bring people back. So those are the only ways to res our characters. So again, if one of our characters dies, that's it. They're gone. If you have to reset in order to get them back. Strago helping out with the pregnant lady there. And we find, Toilet Atma there for Gar. This is going to be a rough fight. Jekrok also facing a rough fight in Guardian here. As Infinite Fluff does pick up another Esper here. Like I said, I know we can't track Fluff here, but I know he's probably in the probably in the race here. Probably leading this race, rather. Looks like Jexfrox got through that fight okay. He's going to move on into the third stage. He's not going to double back and jump off like he did in Magic Facility. He's actually going to move on to the third part of the floating continent. Infinite Fluff doing a peekable check here in the Cave of the Veld. We do know that is an Esper, I believe. And it is sitting next to the doggo. Gar gets through there. Toilet Atma there. It is going to be rewarded with Strago. Of course, we did not see what Strago has yet. Ooh, double Gigantos there for Jexfrog. That's going to be a lot of experience here. Yeti with VK offering. There you go. And because he has such high defense, him being in the front line, he's not going to take much damage, actually. So this is actually pretty good play out of Jexfrogs. If the Yeti will proc the actual swings of the knife and not just do a jumping, like, body slam. Actually, it looks like our defenses are really high for Jexfrog because Zaba's not even taking any damage in the back row. Zelfer's still floating down the river here. Oh yeah, I'm a hustler and a bustler, man. I'm my own tornado over here. Esper Mountain here. We're gonna get a Mog here on this realm check on Esper Mountain, and we have Vargas and the Pooh Bears hanging out here at the end of the floating continent. Infinite Fluff also doing the same check as Gar, and we have a Doulahan fight for those two there at the bottom of the screen. And by the way, yes, I did edit all these videos together, all 3 heats. I will be commenting on all of them. If you want more action of the Blackjack Battle Royale, we're going to have hopefully a doubleheader. We're at least going to have Heat 2 starting at 9 o'clock on Saturday. And hopefully we do have one outstanding runner that hasn't run yet. If they are able to get the run in, hopefully by Friday evening, we will have a back-to-back doubleheader match on Saturday. And we do find a lock also there for Jexfrock. I don't know where lock popped up there. But with all the VKs that we have 3 VKs, so natural VK user right there. Of course, we can have Sabin and Shadow, and even Yamaro can weld the dang thing, so no big deal. Moogle in the party now, there for Gar and Infinite Fluff. Alright, sounds good. Hope to see you there. Gar gonna check the T-Zen Thief here and World of Balance. But that's no free check, so... Oh, this is... Okay. There's a glowing stone, apparently. So Thief is a Esper F4. Whoa! Infinite Fluff has go mode. Hello. 42 minutes into this run, Infinite Fluff from the Legomorph Lounge didn't even qualify for the 10 tables, has already unlocked Kefka's Tower at under 42 minutes. Wow. And the only reason why I'm tracking his audio is because Jexfrog, Zelfer, and Gar all talked over their audio. So I actually picked his audio just because he was the only one that didn't talk. So we had a clean audio to listen to. So way to go, Fluff. Oh, that is a reset there for Gar. Jex Rock looks like they're going to do the Narsh quad check here. They do have 4 characters, 5 espers. So this will be a plethora of characters and items for them, possibly. Gar's going to do Search the Skies, which I believe is an esper, but it is the Three Stooges. So it'll be a tough fight for them. Still haven't seen what Strago does. Man, Realm with that cat scratch is just doing ridiculous amounts of damage, though. GP rating for the Strago. That's great. Oh, hello. So we have a Doom here, and you best be frozen, Realm. You're not participating with your cat scratch fever. But we do have, looks like we have Setzer with a VK knife offering combo. And that does negate the defenses that we have for Doom here. But yeah, finding a statue boss early on in Kefka's Tower is no bueno. Another reset for Gar. Again, this is permadeath, Gal. If you have characters that die, you're not going to be able to bring them back except for the reset button. Of course, that was just a, looks like just a check there. Ultros 3 there for Jex Rock, as we have a dragon there for Zelfer. Gar again doing the Search the Skies. And that goes down Doom for Infinite Fluff. And finding another Skyrender, yay. Oh, is that going to save after that? Wow, that's juicy. That's a lot of faith there for permadeath, and we're not doubling back to do the save. We're just going to plow through, and if you have to reset, he's got to fight Doom all over again. Thinking about doing a dragon here, actually. Trying to learn some spells here. We had Ice 3, actually. Ice 3 would be nice to have. Quick. Doom. We already learned it. Huh. Not sure what they're looking for there. They're not going to do a dragon fight here. Why not? I mean, you're you're way early into this into the tower, so why not? Magic Master Jr. going down there for Zelfer. Looks like Gar's going to survive. Oh, of course, we messed up the Blitz input. Probably was Bum Rush they're trying to do there as Jexrock finds their Tri-Touch Esper. It'll be Esper number 8 for them. Gar's going to get Esper number 9 for them. I believe that is go mode for Gar here. I don't have my Kefka unlock, guys. Sorry about that. Did not set that up. I forgot to set that up for this special VOD window I have going on over here on my OBS. So I will try to build that for the next 2 races for you all. Gar going to go for the Opera House Dragon here. Why not? 46 minutes in, I feel fine. Nobody's gone into Kefka's Tower yet. Oh, wait, Infinite Fluff already has. But these runners, they don't know what the other people are doing. They're just running async. Even if we're running this live, they still wouldn't know what the other people are doing. Zelf are going to go for their Edgar. That's going to be character number 5, so it'll be 5 and 7. Guard doing a little bit of a reset, going back to Opera House again. And Infinite Fluff is making the way through the Kefka's Tower here. By the way, everybody, I want to remind everybody that we are under 30. Again, under 30 subscriptions on YouTube from 1,000. Why does that matter? Because when we hit 1,000, we will actually be able to monetize ourselves on YouTube. But here's the cool thing. All the monies that we do get on YouTube and here on Twitch, we don't keep that. That actually goes back into the community, back into fundraisers. We Any major events or marathons that we do, we take that money in our account and we deposit it directly into that marathon that we're doing it for, and we always give back with that. So this is nonprofit on Twitch and YouTube. We just give that money and put it back into the community. So if for another stream of revenue to help others out for any marathons we do like that, be sure to subscribe on our YouTube page, and also gives you the updates and alerts for whenever any of our videos that we do live and stuff like that are published there for VOD re-air on YouTube, so you can watch that there on your own time. And I appreciate Finukle and Ed Dine for the follows on Twitch. We appreciate that. Alright, Infinite Fluff making their way to the switches here in Kefka's tower. Gar finishing off Red Dragon is also going to get an Aegis Shield for it. Not a great item. Better than Christian Shield, though. Zelfer getting their Esper. Finally getting their Acton. Actually fighting some bosses for a change. As Jexrock's going to jump into the Yeti Pit for their Edgar. That'll be character number 5 for them. Infinite Fluff now facing the, oh, it's Ultros 4 again. Wait, Ultros 4 again? No, okay. Oh, that was Ultros 2, rather. That was Opera House Ultros. Because the music didn't change. Yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics is good, which is, by the way, a great game. By the way, if you like Final Fantasy Tactics, definitely try out Triangle Strategy. Triangle Strategy is Final Fantasy Tactics on steroids. They even have the same, use the same animations and stuff like that. Gar finally jumping into Kefka's tower at 49.55. That is actually 7 or 8 minutes behind Infinite Fluff. Infinite Fluff has a 7-minute lead over the next competitor here in this group. Senor Behemoth, or Strante Behemoth, or Sir Behemoth, because he was knighted. However you want to call him, he's now going to be a dead Behemoth. See, we got Bum Rush here. So the problem with Bum Rush, though, on Jex Rock's side is, with 3 targets to hit from, choose from to hit, you can't pick which one you want. So Bum Rush kind of goes kind of wonky on where you want to go. Versus Zelfer, single target fight, you'll hit the target that you want to hit. So that's one thing about Bum Rush. It does a lot of damage, but you can't target what you want to target with it. So it's kind of finicky in that respect. And when you go to Kefka's tower, you do the Kefka fight, all the rounds of it, except for the last one, is all multi-target. So it's really hit or miss there with Bum Rush. 1 statue down for Fluff, 2 more to go. Again, Jexrock picking up their Edgar finally. That'll be character number 5 with 8 Espers. Gar is working the way through the tower of Kefka. Again, 7 minutes behind Infinite Fluff as Zelfer is in the world of balance. Nars doing the Quadro check of Welk, Mog, Kefka, Narsh, Mog to try to polish off their character and Esper gains. Unfortunately, none of these are going to be characters, so still going to be looking for a character after this, because they do not have Strago. They don't have... looks like Strago's the only one they're missing, really. So... Huh. And we started with Chainsaw for our tool for Edgar. That was nice. Haydn and the Haydenites there for Infinite Fluff as Doom falls in place at the Inferno spot. Jexrock's going to go into Esper Mountain is going to find a Moogle there, so that'll be character number 6 for them. Only needed one more Esper, so probably do a couple peeks here and try to get that last Esper really quick for them. Zelfer, knowing this is not a character, is going to do this anyways. Or, yeah. So we're going to do this check anyways, apparently. Wow, and that Doom's down already. Hello. Hayden giving Infinite Fluff a little bit of a problem here. Does get the correct chainsaw out. Edgar getting really low. Edgar getting dangerously low now. Oh, gets the wrong chainsaw off. This actually might be a reset for Fluff. Oh, down to his last hit. Oh, it does not get the right chainsaw. Oh, no. And that is a reset for Fluff. Esper number 10 for Zelfer. You only need 9, though, so a little bit of overage for them. I believe there is no shortcut. You don't get a shortcut for getting too many characters, too many Espers like you do in the Ultra Sleek. So I guess it's kind of a free Esper there for them. Jaxfrock's actually going into South Figaro Cave. Rolled a balance here to do the tunnel armor check to try to catch up here. This check can reveal a character. Mini boss getting a little bit the better of Infinite Fluff there, trying to decide what random relics to put on their other character. Kind of have to rely on Yeti for this fight, so this should be interesting. Haydn and the Haydenites. Okay, so we're kind of depending on Yamaru to get through this fight. That's interesting. Yeah, I know I said that multiple times, but wow, that's a tall order to try to get through this. So Gar does set up his characters correctly by splitting them up to reveal the Ultra's upper house fight. Again, Gar rocking that Realm with Stray Cat, doing approximately 8,000 damage with that. It is level 40. Max scaling for this with the mirror match is level 50. So with 6 characters, 9 Espers here, 2 dragons, there's 17. Actually, matters only level. Oh, sorry. Matters with the highest level of your character in the party. So, so these guys all have are all level like 40s, like or whatever the level is for the characters. Jax Rock, on the other hand, level 47 Edgar. So his bosses are going to be hitting a little bit harder than everybody else's are. But in turn, he's going to be hitting harder himself because he's at a higher level too. So. A second wipe for Infinite Fluff. Got into the tower at 42 minutes. Had a 7 to 8 minute lead over Gar. Slowly fading now. Blade is slowly fading away. You have to wonder at one point, if you wipe too many times on this, you just go the other route, try to figure out what that boss is, maybe fight that, and you go back and hit this Haydnite with your entire team to push through the rest of Kefka's tower. You kind of have to wonder at what point do you do that, because you're trying to fight Haydnite with just really a Yeti and a Edgar that tries to hang on with the chainsaw ability. He has no AoE, doesn't have auto crossbow or spells to try to get rid of this. In the meantime, Jax Frogs is their go time, so they are in the Kefka's tower now. And Zelfer finding the Moogle there on the Esper Mountain. That's going to be character number 6 after getting, looks like, another Esper, 11 Espers for them. Getting way too many Espers there. No one was needed. But does get the chest award, though, for opening 100 chests. Huh, malware capture. Throat's starting to go a little bit, but I'm going to hang in there, everybody. So Zelfer finally getting go mode. And again, like we just mentioned, Infinite Fluff kept having trouble with hiding here. Now Gar has caught up to them and has passed Infinite Fluff for the lead. Gar making up the 8-minute difference. Has pushed into first place in this heat. Once again, it doesn't matter. Oh, another reset for Fluff. That's a third reset for Fluff. Having such a hard time getting through this fight with the Yeti and a very meager Edgar with just a chainsaw that has to hope he procs at the right times. Gar is going to move ahead again, like we just said. With Air Force here, that's another not easy fight. Oh, apparently Kirksey just subscribed to Gar really late. Thanks, Kirksey, for subscribing to them. Appreciate that. Okay, so we did pick up an ammo weapon for Edgar there. Looks like for Zelfer, we do have VK on Shadow for them. Realm's just a straight up caster as usual, being the Myrtle Child doing Myrtle Child things. As Jexrox picks out Doom and Gar takes out Air Force. And I believe that's possibly the last statue for Gar, right? Oh man, Yamaru getting turned into a zombie there. Had to revive him out of that. Oh no, apparently Gar does have another switch here. And that is switches for Gar. 1 minute, 53 seconds into the run here. Man, Infinite Fluff hanging on, trying to get through Hide Night. Acid Rain comes back in again for some more damage from DOTs. Edgar selects the right chainsaw version and does it again. Yet he finally gets rid of the last Hide Night with Edgar's body. So now Hide Night goes into Wombat. That is his version of Grand Train at this level. It finally gets through. Infinite Fluff, bogged down for so long, loses the 7-8 minute advantage he had, gets passed by Gar. Gar now going into the Kefka client. Again, this is permadeath, so if we lose any characters here, we're not going to be able to revive them or anything. We have no life 2, no life 1, no Phoenix Downs. We do have life 3 possibly, and we do have Phoenix Esper possibly that we can bring back the characters preemptively. Before the fight, as Zelfer finally the last one into Kefka's tower at 102. 20 minutes. That's 20 minutes almost behind Infinite Fluff. Bum Rush again coming out there for Gar. Again, very, very hard to control because you just hit whatever one you kind of land on there. X-Zone not hitting for Gar here. What he's trying to do is trying to take out Long Arm and Head first. That's the hand, open hand there, closest to us on the screen, and then the head itself, of course. We want to take out both of those targets first because they could do some pretty nasty counters if they're left up. Yakko Wacko with the raid. Appreciate that. And then you want to take out Fist last. That does a little bit of a counter hit, but hopefully we have enough defense and evasion to get around that. As Infinite Fluff finishes off the last of the statue bosses here, and they will be heading into Kefka's climb here in just a little bit. Ooh, Mantra there for Gar with a nice heal. That's a percentage of your health divided equally among the party. And with Infinite Fluffs' Sabin having considerable more damage and everything, I believe that they can heal better than all the other ones do. Ah, you're fine, no worries. Infinite Fluff on the switches at 103.53. Let's see if they can catch up with Gar, or is Gar going to win this heat? Again, winning the heat is just bragging rights for these four. What you want to do is you want to have one of the fastest 8 times to move on to the quarterfinals next week. Okay, Gar moving on to Tier 2 as Infinite Fluff goes into the first tier here. Jexfrock is bringing the Hide of the Hide Knights, but he does have Sabin. That's probably the best character to have in this with the Bum Rush, because after you take out the Hide Knights with your Wind move, you can actually move on to just Bum Rushing your rest of your way on hiding themselves. Again, he did not have a tracker when he recorded this originally. That's why you do not see a tracker there for Fluff. I'm flying solo, no tracker, no other commentators, so I pulled their trackers from their feeds, just so that was one less thing I had to cover. But hopefully at our later races that we'll have on Saturday, we will have a full tracker. Because we will have another commentator at least for both of those races. So we will have a full standard tracker for those. Now for Tier 2 of Kefka here on the Gar side here, as the entire party might get frozen, and they don't, thank goodness. We have Tiger, who's the kind of feline thing at the bottom of the screen. We have Bluey sitting on top of them, Tools in the middle, and Magic on the back side. Tiger is weak to Ice 3, which is what we're casting right now. Bluey on top of Tiger is actually weak to Stop, of all things. So you can take him out of combat there for a little bit and deal with him later. Tools is weak to Insta-Death, as Infinite Fluff does get through that fight faster than Gar. Infinite Fluff making maybe a little bit of a comeback here. Tools is weak to Insta-Death. And Magic, who casts a bunch of magic spells, of all things to be weak against, they're actually weak to Mute, which takes them out of the fight completely for the rest of the round, except they will counter with like a disenchant spell, which will remove any of the buffs you had on your character. So if you cast like a bunch of life 3 and stuff on it, it'll actually get rid of it. So alright, we'll see how Gar and Infinite Fluff deal with Tier 2 here. Infinite Fluff already taken out Machine, of course. One of the first things you do, because they do ridiculous amounts of AoE damage. Everybody. Luna Chimera with the raid. Thank you, Lunar. Thank you, appreciate it. How did that run go, by the way? As Air Force and Senior Behemoth go down for Jexrock and Azelfer. Mog is now permadeath for Jexrock's side. We have a frozen Strago here for Gar. Gar, the only one using Strago as a playing character. We Magic coming out again. Gar playing very defensively right now as Infinite Fluff is going all offense. Kind of comment bro here. That's me on an entire party when they're already muted. That's great. There might be Tiger down there for Infinite Fluff here. As they go after the backside area of Bluey here. No, Tiger's still up. Again, with this being 4 heads, this is kind of a fight. Run was not terrible. I mean, it wasn't a good run, but okay. So it was a decent run. Yeah, my Ultra Sleep was okay earlier today. I did a 135, shaking off the rust here, so I felt pretty good from it. It was a pretty good one. The first chest to open was a Spirit's Egg, so that was pretty good. Looks like we got the counters coming out there for Gar from Magic. There's a Dispel coming through. We might have tier 3 soon, a little bit for Gar. Not yet. Here comes that Bum Rush ability. Not quite doing quad 9s. I think Infinite Fluff has a slight damage buff over Gar here and the rest of the competition. So maybe Fluff can pull one back and maybe even get to the lead. Simultaneous kill on Magic. We are side by side going into tier 3 of Kefka. Oh, stay on the edge of the seat, folks. We got a good one. Again, there's the head-to-head matchup doesn't matter. It's just a matter of just pride here. Saying, hey, I won Heat 1. Ooh, Merton versus Wildwind. I'm not sure which would have been worse. Maybe Wildwind might have been worse there, but let's see. Looks like switching over the Pro Lance. That's not going to do any damage there for Gar on Girl. As Sabin dances around Girl's head for the 9,909 damage that she would have had anyways. So that's a Girl down there for Infinite Fluff, which is a good thing. Once again, what you want to do on tier 3 is you want to take out Girl, who does healing and restorative magic to sleep. That's the torso of Kefka kind of in front of her. And the more and more damage you do to sleep, the less health he has, the more devastating his attacks become. So you want to be able to try to spike him down as quickly as possible and try to find a way to avoid the calmness. We have Fenrir available to our all of our players here, so that will give you, because calmness is a physical damaging attack technically. It will actually avoid taking the damage. The meteor's coming down here, raining down from above, as sleep does get low, and there comes the calmness. Misses Sabin twice. And Infinite Fluff is back into the lead. Oh my goodness. After the rough start on Hide and Hide Nights, the rough start for the Blackjack Battle Royale, starting in the Lagmorph Lounge, Infinite Fluff is at the top of the pile here. Going off to face Kefka themselves. Mog's not dead. Mog's just in the air, doing his usual Dragoon stuff. Now for Final Kefka, here's what you gotta do. It's all about counting down to the amount of damage you can do. You can maybe blitz him a little early here. We do a lot of damage early on. He might skip his fallen one, which brings your entire party down to 1 HP. And if you have any sort of seizure condition like Mog does, you will take the damage and probably instantly die since you have only 1 HP that it gives you off that. And there's the Mega Elixir back up again, because we got it from the shop. Or in the shop at chest, rather. Gar getting his Kefka top now. Come down from the heavens. Even if love hitting him, Kefka with a bum rush here for quad 9s. Has not gone into the Goner. Now, the Goner is when the screen starts shaking at both the end of being chaos. That is the point where you want to just dump all your damage on them. And oh, geez, this is an Ultima counter. Because this is what can happen. If you get too low on Kefka, he will start counting with Ultima, the strongest spell in the game. And that is a lot of damage to the party. Ooh, focuses, save it again. Was able to block that. As a Zelfer now starting to climb of Kefka's tower. Kapow, kapow, GG for Infinite Fluff. Our Heat 1 winner, their time is 1:13:33. The unofficial time for them, 1:13:33. They are now the clubhouse leader because they are the first ones to finish. All these four don't have to sweat yet. They don't have to sweat until Heat 3, and that's when people are going to start getting knocked out because, again, the bottom 3 times do not move on to the next round. It's the top 8 times that move on to the next round. Gar here on the... oh, here comes the Phoenix there for Jexarok, putting life 3 on the entire party here in order to cover them. And trying to heal his party with combat spells, knowing he had the Ice Shield there, trying to cast Ice 2 or 3 on Sabin, but the defense is just taking over for them. Unable to heal Sabin directly with just a real healing spell. And that is the end for Gar. Gar finishes in second place currently. They have a time of 1:14:41. And now we're left with 2. Jexarok and Zelfer. Jexarok is going to move to the top of the heap themselves. You're not going to hear any audio, unfortunately, because both of our runners, unfortunately, had their mics open. So couldn't really get a clean set of audio for commentary here. So we kind of had to mute them, unfortunately. But as Jexarok there, floating down from the heavens there with Kefka. They'll be the third combatant to reach into this arena. Again, permadeath is on. We do have life 3 on everybody, thanks to Phoenix. So we are going to be able to withstand some hits here, as we have very, very low HP. And looks like he does have much in the way of healing, than casting black magic spells on his fellow party members here. VK Nice rational user for Lock there. Quick into 4 strikes with the VK. Unfortunately, he's actually the character in the party that has the most health, because the lower the health you have with the VK, the more damage you actually deal with it. So, so unfortunately, Locke with all the HP here is actually getting hindered by this fist. But Jexarok does pull it off in the end. Jexarok, that's a 1:16:55 for Jexarok. They get through this seed. And last but not least, we have Zelfer. Again, the placement of this actual heat, particularly in person, doesn't really matter. It just cannot be the slowest person, slowest 3 people overall. But yeah, I mean, look at the plethora of weapons we had here. We had ammo weapon, we had VK, we had offering, we had fire 3, ice 3. We had Mute, X Zone. We had definitely had all the tools there. Fenrir, Phoenix. So the tools were all there. It was only a matter of time getting through there. But yeah, I mean, kudos to Infinite Fluff, by the way. Going to Kefka's Tower at 42 minutes. Got bogged down by Haydn and the Haydenites there. Having to reset 3 times before able to move on into the rest of Kefka's Tower. Was actually passed by Gar, who entered the tower 8 minutes after Infinite Fluff did at the Haydn and the Haydenites. But Infinite Fluff tying them going into K3 and then be able to move on to K4 and finishes it with the heat win of heat number 1. Zelfer finishing off that tier 2s, moving on to tier 3 with Sleep and Girl once again. Sieben, if Sieben can hit the bum rush on Girl, doing about 9,999 damage, that's the best way to do it. But again, it's only a 50-50 chance of whether or not you're going to be able to target or not. And again, Girl there floating above Sleep there. Sure, one job is to heal and revive Sleep. There's the bum rush. It does hit Girl. Does get the 50-50 roll. Does get the quad 9s. There goes down Girl. So now we have to focus on Sleep now. Try to do as much damage to Sleep as quickly as possible without having to get Medioed or a Calmness. But we do have Fenrir. There goes the howl. Sorry, it's in my contract. I gotta howl with him. Is able to get the blur condition on the entire party. That is going to negate physical damage attacks from Sleep, which Calmness is a physical damage attack ability. So we will be able to survive that. Okay, so right now it looks like Zelfer only focusing on the characters that can do big damage, ignoring looks like Edgar here. Oh, no, he has the ammo weapon. Never mind. I guess they're just slower on the speed rejoin for the fights, but that's fine. Zelfer moving on into the final Kefka climb, the tier 4 for Kefka. Single target. Should be quite easy with having Bum Rush and a lot more HP than what Jex Rock had. Trying to struggle through that fight with double-digit HP at one point. But again, because you're early on in the heat round stage, you don't know how bad the rest of the runners are going to do or how good they're going to do. So posting a time is really important in these acings because it could still be 8th place and you still move on. Well, with the early times that we've had so far with 113, 114, 116, 122 might be a little on the higher side. But again, with 11 different runners, anything can happen any given weekend, right? When we move on back to Sulfur, Bum Rush there for 9,999 damage. We got the Atma weapon doing about 7,500. VK is doing, looks like about 5,000. Oh, there goes down Realm, unfortunately. Again, permadeath is in play. Realm is down for the count permanently. Taking off the Mithril shield for some reason. Not being able to break a Mithril shield there, buddy. Go through the fight, and there comes Gunner. Gunner's going to come out. Should be able to survive this. And does. Definitely dropping some elixirs, though, just to make sure we top off to stay in good check. That weapon, of course, does more damage. The more HP you have in the pool. So I want to make sure Edgar is topped off for the highest percentage. And that's kapow kapow for Zelfer. All 4 runners able to make it through this 122.03. 122.03, the official time for Zelfer. All right. So Alright, we're going to give everybody just a quick little wrap up here. Before we get going here, once again, I want to thank all of you for joining us here this evening for round 1, heat 1 of the Blackjack Battle Royale. Let's take a look at the leaderboard so far, I believe. Let me make sure. Nope, that might not be the right one. Sorry. Nope, that's not the right one. So I'm not going to show that. Sorry. But again, so far we have the right times here. We have Infinite Fluff as leader in the clubhouse with 1:13:33, followed by Gar with a 1:14:41, Jexfer Rock 1:16:55, and Zelfer 1:22:03. And don't forget to join us right here on the Blackjack Battle for the Blackjack Battle Royale here on the Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide channel. Please be with us on Saturday as we face Heat 2. That'll be one free fits, Falcon Hit, Zenobian, and Double Down. And pending on if we're going to have another race here, depending on our last runner here, Boo, Perlo Caneras, and Vincent Wesley. Double hitter action once again, back-to-back weekends here at the Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide. So please stay tuned for that on Saturday. Once again, thank you for joining us. I am Saberwolf. This has been round 1, heat 1 of the Blackjack Battle Royale, the final table here on the FF6 Worlds Collide channel. Catch you again soon. Bye-bye.